Good stories follow a pattern. They have a starting point, a steep build-up, and a peak. We call this the story mountain. This structure is the tool writers use to keep an audience engaged from the first sentence to the very last. Every story starts at base camp, or exposition. Here, the audience meets the characters and sees their normal life. But the story truly begins when something disrupts that peace. An obstacle blocks the path, the conflict. The conflict is the problem the character must face. It is the catalyst that forces them to leave home and start their adventure. Without a problem to solve, the character never leaves base camp and the story remains a flat line. Once the climb begins, the character enters the rising action. The journey becomes difficult. Every step brings a new challenge. This escalating tension keeps us watching until the story reaches its absolute peak, the climax. The climax is the turning point of the story. It is the moment where tension is highest and the outcome is finally decided. This is where the character finally meets their main conflict head-on and finds a way to move past it. Because we followed the character through the long climb, seeing them reach the summit provides a sense of accomplishment for the audience. Once the main conflict is resolved, the character heads back down the mountain. We call this the falling action. This is where the intensity begins to fade. The big problems are over, and the events of the story start to calm down. The author uses this time to tie up loose ends and show how the character is beginning to settle into their new reality. Finally, the character reaches the bottom and the journey ends. This is the resolution. With the long journey behind them, the character often has a moment to reflect on what they've learned. This reflection reveals the theme. The theme is the core idea, or the takeaway, that the author wants you to remember after the story ends. Maybe a lesson about bravery, the importance of honesty, or the strength found in friendship. This structure isn't a coincidence. Writers use planners like this one to map out every stage of the mountain, from the exposition to the resolution, before they even start writing. The next time you watch a movie or read a book, try to identify these parts. See if you can spot the moment the character leaves base camp and when they finally reach the peak. When you understand the shape of a story, you can do more than just follow the path. You can start building your own adventures.